Okay. Let me see here. Now we do have some mods. Now I installed mods for a couple of different Jeeps. I don't know that I'll use any of them, but I thought they looked cool, so just in case. All right. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is sleep. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon game time. So we're going to sleep. And I think we want to sleep until 9 o'clock. It's still a winter month. Yeah, nice. All right, now we're going to save it right here. And then we'll look at contracts. Normally, we do not have any decent contracts first thing. See, nothing. So now we're going to have to advance the clock, but let me check the map first. Do we have anything of our own ready to go? Let's see. We do not have anything of our own ready to go. We'll have soybeans next time. All right. So it's all contracts this time. So we're going to have to advance the clock. Yeah, we're going to have to advance the clock. Angela, how are you? So we will advance the clock. Hopefully we'll get a good contract right off the bat. But no guarantees that that will happen. Now let's see. Okay, canola. We can do this field. Oh, I'm sorry. I sure hope they get that taken care of for you. All right, so let's go ahead and let's accept this contract. Canola. And that's at the field just below us. Oh, Lincoln's sitting here waiting today, ain't he? There he is. He likes to eat from on top of his doghouse, don't he? Now I did buy something for Archie's field, or for Archie's farm rather, not his field, but his farm. Now, if we should have to come back and refill our seed tank, then at least it's right next door. I'm still kind of experimenting on whether or not I want to be doing these sowing contracts. Now, we should be able to flood these fields. So let's do that. Yep, nice. I think if I knew how to undo the rice fields, I probably would do that and plant a different crop, just because I think they look weird. Now I've got to check on Archie's eggs. I have not been able to get any eggs producing yet. I don't know why. Now we want canola. Whoops, I went past it. Canola. Let me double check, make sure that's correct. Canola, yes. Well, I have a rooster. All right, now this guy's going to be at work for a while, so we're going to go check out something else. We're going to take a trip up to Archie's. Now, all of our street signs have respawned. We'll see how long I can keep them. Okay, Angela. Good night. God bless you. I sure hope you're feeling better soon. All right, now let me see. I don't know how this thing works. I don't know if I have it set up wrong. They have ate some feed. But egg shipping, it just says 0. I do not understand why I do not have eggs. I have not been able to figure that part out. Why do I not have eggs? Yeah, let's see. Whoops. Well, it's not giving me any information. I don't know. I can't figure out why I don't have eggs. It doesn't make sense. I don't know where do I, oh, here we go. There we go. See, it's maxed out. Everything is maxed up. Or is it the age of the rooster? Oh, maybe the rooster was too young. I guess maybe the rooster was too young. Well, we'll see. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to add a silo. I'm thinking we might put that silo right here. It would look kind of cool backed into that right there. Let's see what it looks like though. So we want to go construction, and we want to go silos. And I just installed these silos. I think it's probably this one. It's an all-in-one for solids. And this has a 300,000 liter capacity, which is kind of pretty good for what Archie needs. It's not too big. I don't want something real bulky, because look, even in comparison, that's pretty good size. I like the fact that the green matches. I wonder if we could put this over here like this. I bet we can. I bet we can put it like right here. I may end up moving that. I don't know, because I don't know what it looks like. I think that's going to be awesome. Now, when I was playing on FS19, I had these all-in-ones. So I want to look at what other ones there are available. I had some really tall orange ones. Well, now, was that the only ones available? It looks like it was. Let's see. Oh yeah, see, this one is a 1 million. This one holds 1 million. Woo! Wow. I do kind of like that. That looks cool. Let's see what else there is. Just all different sizes, I guess. What is this? 500,000? Well, the 300,000 is going to be perfect if I could ever get eggs. I like that right there too. Yeah, I probably would have liked it a little bit better. Moved just a little bit closer. Fits nicely under the trees, so that's good. All right. Nice. Now, let me see if I can get this out of the way. Because we don't need this. Whoops, I hit the wrong button. Let's see if there's a way I can just swing right around. Oh, I can, look. As long as I'm careful, I'll be able to do this. Now I got all his sorghum moved over here. And he's got almost a full silo already. See, 237,000 liters, and it holds 300,000. We could have put a bigger one, but he only needs 9,000 liters to feed those chickens. So that's pretty good. Okay, so now he does not need this trailer. We're going to leave it up here. But now we don't have to use it. It's going to be much easier this way. Can't close the cover. Try to get this lined up just a little bit better. That's probably not just a little bit better, is it? There's a hill right there. Once again, the ground is all messed up, the contour. But I think that's because I deleted a building. There we go. Nice. Unfortunately, I may have to bring a tractor up here and hook it up to get that cover closed. But for now, it's okay. At least it's under the roof. Nice. I'm gonna like that a lot better. I gotta back up here and just take a look at it as I drive into it. Let's see what it looks like. That's nice. Yeah, that looks really nice. That matches really well. All right, good. All right. I still don't know why we don't have eggs, but maybe eventually we'll start getting some. I don't know if the rooster is too young. Whoa. Well, I say it every live stream. I'm going to turn traffic off. And then I don't turn it off. I should. Alright, let's go back over here and figure out where our helper's at. Well, he was pretty easy to find. Now we may end up having to go back and put more seed in our planter, but at least if we do, we're right next door, and it really lets us know whether we're going to be able to do these contracts. Well, I mean, I know we can do them, but do I want to have to keep running back and forth to get seed? If nothing else, it looks like I'm probably only going to have to make one trip, and that would be for these two fields right here. The rest of them I should be able to do with one tank. But this one and the one across the road right there, I'm not real sure about. They might be too big. And unfortunately, this is the only contract that we have at the moment. Well, it looks like there was one other small one, we're not going to be doing that one. Now, when I did these all-in-one silos in FS19, they had a real tall orange one. It was skinnier and taller than this, but I think it held 1,000,000 liters. Anyway, I put 3 of them. I put one silo, and then I put the silo extensions. Speaking of silo extensions, let's check something out. Let's see. I don't even know if there are silo extensions for this. I didn't install it. Well, I didn't even install any because I didn't look for any. Okay. So anyway, I had those I had these I had a tall skinny silo, but it said all in one on the side. Like this one does, all in one. But I took the silo extensions and I had them touching and turned in such a way to where that word all in one split and was sitting on touching 2 different silos. It was actually perfect. It's hard for me to, it's like the 2 were put together, made that way, and painted, and the word all in one was on both of them. Hard for me to explain, but looks so cool, and it wasn't planned that way. It just happened to turn out that way, and I was like, holy cow, that was awesome. So yeah, I like these tanks. In this particular case, I like the green one for the purpose, but I did like the orange. I thought those looked pretty cool too. And they don't have the same tank, but that green one matches the chicken coop real nice. So now, one more thing I want to do. We want to go up here. I think no, I thought it might have been there. I guess it's going to be under trucks. Let me see what we have here. Roof setup. What is, I can't tell, I don't know what the, I can't really tell what the capacity is. See, here's a 9,000 liter capacity on this thing. But I don't know, is this the one I want? Or do I want this one for Archie's? I really like this right here. Let's see if we can figure out what LED is he talking about. Oh, up on top. Okay. So we have yeah, let's do that right there. And then main color will be, of course, nope. Main color will be, oh. They don't have the teal, which is unfortunate. And I hit the wrong button. They don't have the color. Oh, you know what? I need to figure out how to add colors to this favorites list, don't I? I don't know how to do that. I'm not really sure how I'm going to get a teal color because I don't know how to make a teal color. Oh my gosh. That's not exactly what we want, is it? I do not know how to do any of this stuff. I like that matte finish. Let's go with matte. We'll use this color right here for the time being. I don't think this is exactly right. Whoops. Whoops. I definitely don't want that. I want that. I'm just trying to figure out a color, a custom color that would be close to something that Archie would want. We'll go with that for right now. And then the rim color will be the purple. That's not exactly right, but I can't really do the custom color the way Archie would like it. But for now, and then he can help me when he's here, we can come back to this. Let's buy this. I don't really see, I don't know what that I don't know what the capacity is, which is unfortunate. I couldn't figure out the capacity. But let's oops. I'll know more about the color when we get up to Archie's farm. I can look at the trailer there and maybe I can figure out something a little better on color. Now this is a piece of equipment that I do not plan on driving around. We'll only be using it on Archies. Unfortunately, it's going to add to the rotation list, so it's just one more thing we have to cycle through now. I'm surprised that guy waited. Now we're going to find out what kind of capacity this thing has. I could not figure out by looking at the information provided there what the capacity was. Color is a little bit different, but not too bad. So let's go see what there could be. A slightly darker. I don't know if I can customize it or not. We'll see. I want to see what the capacity is. Now, how much capacity is that? 3,140 liters. See, that's not very much. I was hoping I could get at least 9,000 liters. But that's okay. We can do it this way. Now, I knew it wasn't going to take very much. Whoops. I knew it wasn't going to take very much. I just wanted to see what the capacity on this bucket was. Not as much as I'd like for it to be, but still okay. It's not a tremendous amount. So we'll put this back in here. I am going to have to get used to having the bucket on the front, because it looks like I'm driving in reverse like this. I feel like I'm driving in reverse, but I'm not. See, even that made me feel like I was backing up. And we may have to change the color just a little bit. At some point, I might have to take it to the shop to see if I can't do that. But I think for now, we can leave it like this. It's a pretty close replica. And I don't know how to use that thing either, so. But now we got Archie set up. A better setup. Let's see, I think I can turn my AC off now. And here in about 10 minutes, we'll be able to see if we have any new contracts. And hopefully we will get some decent ones. Well, this will be a good one. I need to remember to do some maintenance. And it does look like I'm probably going to end up having to go back and get some more grain, more seed. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. I'm just over halfway done. And we still have half our seed left. But it seemed like last time, the more we used, the faster we started using it also. I don't know if that's true, but it seemed like that to me, that once we dropped down below the 50% mark on the amount of seed that we have, that we started using it even faster. And we are 55% done on the contract. And we still have 65% of our seed. So let's see how that works out when we get farther down. Now I might be a little bit quiet tonight, guys, because there's nobody in chat. And I'm kind of tired, so... DW Cobb, how's it going? How are you doing this morning? Or this evening, depending. You're in California, okay? This is ElmCreek 25. California. I used to live in California. I lived in the LA area. I lived out in Riverside, Inland Empire. Riverside and Corona. I lived in Corona first and then I moved out to Riverside. You're playing Smoky Mountain. I've not played on that map before. I have been thinking about getting to Porcupine Mountains and playing on that. In the San Francisco Bay Area. I have been there several times. You've played on Porcupine Mountain? Oh, wow. That's awesome. I've been thinking about starting a map, the Porcupine Mountains. Now on this map I'm playing a simulated multiplayer. So I have different people from chat have their own farms on this map. But I'm playing all of it. Now I don't know if you saw any what I was just previously doing with putting that silo up there at that chicken coop and getting that piece of equipment to transport seed with, but that was for Archie's farm. We can just about check for new contracts. Boy, it sure seems like it takes a while for that last minute to tick off. There it is. Alright, let's see if we got any new contracts. Well, no. We did get one new sewing, so we could drop down and do that one afterwards. And then we still got that one, but we can plant corn over here for now. And maybe next time when it's ready to harvest, we'll be able to harvest it. We'll buy that field, harvest the corn. Maybe we can do that. Yeah, we'll do, we can do the, well, we may have, depending on what else might be available at the time. And for those of you who are watching, not in chat, thank you very much. I do hope you enjoy it. I actually think the way I'm playing this particular map is unique. I don't think anybody else is doing it. we're going to be getting ready to start headland rows here before too much longer. It's going to have to make some more passes though. Where are we at seed-wise? See, now we're down to 55% seed-wise. That's the one we really got to keep our eye on. If I remember correctly, I think this is the second largest field on the map. I think the one across the road right there is the largest, and this is the second largest. And this, everything we have going on here, we built completely, start from scratch, doing contracts. We started this map with no money, no equipment, no nothing. Well, if I had a second planter, we could go plant some corn while we're working on this, but I don't have two planters. I do not want to lease one when I have a perfectly good one, so we'll just have to wait. It's kind of funny, when I'm busy multitasking and all that stuff, I'm wishing I could just set the controller down, relax, ride along, take it easy. And now when I have the opportunity to do that, I'm wanting to multitask. I got used to that though on Riverbend Springs. On that map we never had a time to stop. .75% complete. And we still have 50% of our seed. That was the first map that I played on FS25. And we had so much going on that map. Wow. And then it crashed. I don't know why, but it ended up crashing. And I had to delete it. So when I had to delete it and start everything all over again, we started playing on this map. Well, I take that back. I started playing on Into the Woods and doing a forestry map. But that, quite frankly, was kind of boring getting started because you only had 2 types of contracts you could do. So I will probably end up deleting Into the Woods, and then I will install Porcupine Mountain. Now, DW Cobb, did you ever play No Man's Land by Alien Jim? Alright, that's what I was just going to mention. The very first map I ever played on was No Man's Land on FS19. And I just recently heard Farmer Cop compare Porcupine Mountain to No Man's Land. So I do want to get, I don't think it's like No Man's Land. It didn't look to me like it was a flat map. But if it is a No Man's Land style map, then I think I want to play on it, do a survival type thing. Well, not survival necessarily, but solo. Alright, now we are ready to do the headland rows. Yeah, I think, well, one thing I like about it is you can do agriculture and you can do forestry. It has enough trees on it, you can do forestry if you want to. I don't particularly like doing forestry, but I like the idea of having the woods available, and then I can remove a tree here, a tree there, so I can put something there, you know, kind of camouflage things, make them look more natural. So I don't like clear cutting the forests. I like using them. And we're getting ready to go past Angela's house. Angela was here in chat a while ago, earlier. And this is her house coming up on the right. All right, yeah, awesome. That's really awesome. Let's see here. Alright, I just subscribed to your channel there, DW. Now, do you live stream? Okay, no farming stuff yet. Okay. Well, I'm subscribed for when you start posting some farming simulator. Now, DW, do you play realistically, somewhat realistically, or do you just have fun? Oh, well, I'm sorry about that, DW. You like to cheat mods? I use some. I play semi-realistically. You know, I try to keep it, you know, somewhat real. David. Okay, awesome. I wish I had realized I could set this up like the way I have it now, as far as the helper buying seed. I could have made a lot more money doing contracts, because I've been skipping all these contracts. Actually, I think we can, actually, I think I can see the field that they want us to plant with corn. Right over through there on the other side of the railroad tracks, through the trees. It looks like right at the very top of the screen there, I can see like a dirt patch way over at the very top, kind of on the left-hand side up there. I can see dirt patch, and I think that's the field we're supposed to plant with corn. All right, we finished this little end right here. Then we've got 2 more trips around the field. I believe he went all the way around the field and planted the entire way. He didn't skip nothing. I don't recall seeing it skip anything. I was expecting that helper to turn around and go back the other way. Yeah, it looks like this guy, it actually went all the way around and planted everything, didn't skip any spots. And that's highly unusual on this map. Oh, that's awesome. That's really cool. I've had a couple of different modders stop by here in chat. One of them is a modder for, I'll show you, for these things right here, as a matter of fact. The modder who made these right here, he came in chat one night. He left me a comment. Really nice. %90 complete on our contract. That is really nice. Still got 43% of our seed left. So we could do that bigger field that's over there. So that's really awesome. I honestly figured we would run out of seed so fast doing this that we'd have to drive back and forth to the farm 3 or 4 times and fill up the planter. And that's why I've never been doing these contracts. Well, I don't like these contracts. I don't like the fertilizing contracts because they make me pay for the fertilizer. They make me pay for the seed. That's not right. But I found a way around that now, so. Right, Gaming Joy. He's been in here a few times. And he did leave me a comment one time, and I thought that was pretty cool. You notice it did not result in my channel blowing up. %93 complete. See, now I know I can do that big field right there and not have to worry about it. All right, we make it down this end right here, then we have one more round. And we won't have to go all the way on that one. Alright guys, I've been streaming for an hour and a half. I need to go take a quick break. So I'll just let you ride along with this guy and I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. Hey, I do that same kind of stuff on here, David. I'll forget what I'm doing. I'll be driving down the road on here and forget what I'm doing and drive right past it and have to turn around and come back. Now I actually probably have enough seed to go do the next contract, but we'll go ahead and stop by the farm and fill this thing up. But I do want to pay attention to the numbers when we get done. We are almost done. Really just any second now. There it is. Hey, that was good timing, wasn't it? That was perfect timing, actually. All right, now we will refill this. Okay, now we're going to want to do corn. So we will change this so I don't forget. All right, corn now. So we can accept this contract. Okay. But let's do maintenance before we go do this next contract. Now by the time we get this contract done, we should have some others available. Hopefully some decent ones. I don't like those in-game days where we have to like speed the clock up the whole day. But sometimes we have to because we just can't get a contract. Or a decent contract. I do this all the time because I forget that I have to. I keep forgetting that I have to do this stuff with this particular piece of equipment. Whoops. I'm used to just being able to pull right up onto a field and hit the circle button, hire a helper, and it does not work with this piece of equipment. It doesn't work that way. Now I can hire a helper. Now I had about 38% seed left in the tank. So I want to see if we actually use that much on this field. I think we could have came straight over here and done this field, but I didn't want to risk it. I didn't want to have to drive back over to the farm if we didn't make it. David, are you familiar with chickens in the game? Now let's see, one thing we can take a look at, since we are we're planting some corn here. I do want to figure out how to get Jacob and Amber their popcorn factory. I don't know if that's what I want to do next, though. I actually think I want to do do you know how to set up a chicken coop? If you do, I want to go look at one of our chicken coops and see if maybe you can figure out what I have set up wrong. Is that a possibility? Okay, so while this guy's working, let's do this. Actually, see, we can fast travel right up here. I have this chicken coop set up, but I can't get eggs. I cannot get eggs. So if we go to, let me see, what am I looking for? Not that. I'm looking for animals. I have everything. So I don't really understand why I'm not getting any eggs. I don't know if it's because is the rooster not old enough? It's only 3 months old. Could that be the problem? Or is it because I have this set up wrong? That shouldn't have anything to do with eggs, though. I should be able to get eggs and reproduce. I should be able to get both. But maybe we'll get rid of the rooster. How do I do that? That's a good question. Dealership. Can we get rid of this guy? How do I sell this guy? Well, no. I want to, how do I get rid of that rooster? Hmm. Oh, there we go. Okay, okay, I got it. Thank you, David. Thank you. I thought I was supposed to get hit down there, but then I couldn't figure out how to do that. I want to sell for $10. Good enough. Okay, now we'll see what happens. I'm okay with experimenting. I've been able to... Yeah, Crockpot. Bruiser, how you doing? I thought I had roosters with chickens before and got eggs. But we'll see. Hopefully that will fix it. Hopefully they'll sell. I don't want them to spawn. Anyway, thank you. Yeah, the roosters will fertilize eggs, but I don't think one rooster will fertilize every egg if you have more hens. I don't think he can keep up. Because I know I've done eggs with roosters before. So we'll see. Hopefully that'll start working. If not, it's because I have the cell point set up wrong. I have set them up before. I just don't remember how to do it correctly. And I think it's different. If I remember correctly, it's different. Let's look at something else. See, I have this thing right here, this automatic shipping. But I don't know if I have it set up correctly. I think I do, but I don't know for sure. And so far, I've had 0 eggs. We haven't been able to have anything on eggs. So I have not been able to figure out what the deal is with the eggs. But we'll find out. I'll keep experimenting and keep an eye on that and see if it changes. It won't be too much longer we can check for new contracts. Let me check the map for a second too. We've got to sleep one more time, and then we will have what's going to be ready of ours. This one, my soybeans over here will be ready, but I think that's all after we sleep one more time. Yeah, just this one field. Okay. Now, see, we could probably do 3 or 4 contracts this size. Well, 3 probably on 1 tank of seed. Now there used to be a shortcut right there. You can see the pathway across the creek right there, but we plowed it up. Actually, another one right there too. All right, let's see what other contracts we got now, if anything. Wow, it is just not going to give contracts today. Wow. Well, I'm going to have to advance the clock when we're done with this contract. Then I'll have to advance the clock. See if we can't get another contract. I don't like having to advance the clock so much, but sometimes it just happens that way. I think more in the winter months too. Now eventually we may have enough of our own stuff going on that there's always going to be something to do, but we haven't got there yet. All right, last trip around the field. Then we will just advance the clock. I had the feeling we may end up having to go sleep again. All right, 90% complete. All right, last run. All right, how much? Oh, 80%. All right, nice. So in theory, we could do 5 fields the size of that one right there. I wouldn't push it that much. I probably wouldn't attempt 4. I would only do 3, but it is nice to know. But I'm going to fill this back up. And then we will have to advance the clock so we can get new contracts. But this, like I said, this might be one of those months where we're really not going to get contracts because it's winter. And I have done a few winter months on here where it just doesn't give us any contracts, anything decent. Not that I want to do. Now I actually kind of figured out how to make that work easier, which is nice. All right, now we will, let's see, we only have 2 there. So let's advance the clock. Any new contracts? Oh, it's not going to give us contracts. Unbelievable. Yeah, we're going to end up having to just go sleep for another day. And I don't like having to do that, but the game is not going to give me a choice because it's not going to give me contracts. But I do believe that's because it's winter time. Yeah, see, we're not going to get no contracts. We're just going to go sleep because I don't want to keep wasting my time. All right, David. Nice to meet you. Thanks for coming and hanging out for a while. I don't like having to sleep this early, but there's no point in wasting any more time. Man, U.S. Postal Service getting deadly out here. There we go. I hope we don't turn around and have the same problem again as far as being able to get contracts. That guy almost got me with the brake check. I forgot they brake checked. Oh, we just hit the dog. What was he doing all the way down here? Alright, now we'll save the game since we're here. And then we'll go ahead and we'll sleep until 9 o'clock. Now, I hope we have a contract that we can do. Most of the time, first thing in the morning, there is not. Nope. It's going to be one of these times. Now. And it's not going to let us harvest because it's snowing. But it won't let us harvest. How long's the snow supposed to last? All day. It's going to snow all day. So we can't even do the one contract that it has for us. Oh, man. What field is that? It's kind of a small field. I don't think it's going to let us do it. I don't think it'll let us harvest it because it's snowing. Oh, wait. Yeah, it's not going to let me harvest any wheat. It's snowing too hard. Wow, that thing doesn't really use any... Whoops. All right, well... I hope we can do this harvesting contract. Because it's harvesting, we get a little extra cash, some bonus cash. Maybe it'll let me do it. It shouldn't put it up there as an available contract and then tell me because of the weather I can't do it, because it's the one that put the contract there. I just remembered we had to sleep, so I might need to flood these fields again. Oh wait, I have my own field I can do. I forgot. I don't need that contract. That's what we need. We can do our own field soybeans, providing the weather will let me harvest. Now, this will be the first time we've harvested this field since we connected everything together. So I think we can start right here. Now hopefully it's going to let us harvest the entire field. If it doesn't snow any harder, we should be okay, I guess. And we have not sold any soybeans to get the cash in our bank account. We have yet to sell any soybeans. Now eventually this whole area is going to be one big soybean field. But not yet. It's going to be pretty nice when I can get these other fields. Let's see how much these fields cost. I still need to buy this one. So what is that? 300,000. Another 300, 611,000. 718,000. Ooh. Wow, about $775,000 for all that. Now, right there, I just got my low battery warning for the controller, and that's a lot earlier than what I would anticipate it. So I don't know why sometimes the charge seems to last longer than it does other times. But maybe we can get this field harvested. I had totally forgotten that this field was going to be ready to harvest until I was actually driving past it. Don't know why he skips stuff. All right, there's one trip around the field. Now, if this was corn or sunflowers, we would be able to harvest at 15 miles an hour because that header operates faster. Now these soybeans we will put in our silo. I'm not going to sell any soybeans until I can have this entire section in one big soybean field. And then after I harvest it the first time, we'll go sell it and see what we get. I'm still wanting to have $1 million soybean field. And I've never managed to get one big enough yet. So maybe this will give us that $1 million field. I don't think so, but maybe. Now when we get done with these headland rows, it's going to be nice because we'll just make nice long passes. We won't have to be doing all this stopping and changing positions and stuff. Now that's what we want right there. Just for it to run back and forth, going the long direction. So it has to turn around the least number of times. Thankfully it's not snowing real hard in the game, because when it is, it makes me dizzy. I'm getting really sleepy, guys. We'll play for a little bit longer, but I'm probably going to end up having to pause it and then finish the next time. I don't know if I can finish this tonight. Let's see, one thing I do want to look at, not that, over here, it's just right here. Let's see how much are soybeans. I haven't even sold any. 5,600, 5,700 at the grain elevator. Nice. So I just might get $1 million field with this whole thing. Let's see, let me look at this map again. $307,000. I could buy that. And then this was 100,000. And this was 147. I could go ahead and buy these and prep them, or at least buy this one and get it prepped. What's in this one? I really would not mind going ahead and buying this field right here. and plowing it up. What is in this field? Is that just grass? Yeah, it's grass and it's ready to harvest, but I don't have a mower. I actually might just buy all those fields. I think I'll wait until I sleep one more time, maybe. I don't want to jump the gun, but I do think maybe we'll have $1 million field. Well, hi, Jody. How are you? How are you doing? Oh, okay. I've really been thinking about starting on Porcupine Mountain. Yeah, I've heard that Smoky Mountain map is a good map also. I saw a review of the Porcupine Mountains. And it looked pretty good, so I'm thinking I want to play on that map. Do a solo farm. Oh, okay. Nice. Well, I'm going to see if I can't get this field harvested before I call it a night. I've been streaming right at 3 hours now, guys. Oh, wow, that's so awesome. Well, I enjoyed playing on No Man's Land and Calm Lands, doing solo farming, which was, I did enjoy that. Right now on here, I'm playing a simulated multiplayer. I've never played a real multiplayer before. Well, I think we're about halfway done with this field. Well, not with the field, but with harvesting the field. I don't know what that green stuff is right there. But it did not look like soybeans. It looked like something different. Now, as much as I don't like for the harvester to run too fast because it doesn't look right, at this point in time, I wouldn't mind it running a little faster. I can just imagine how long it'll take to harvest, well, really to turn over this entire field once I get the other sections added. I think once I get this entire section to be in one field, I think it just might be big enough that we can hit that $1 million mark. Maybe. It should be close. Let's see, anything new contract-wise? Nope. See, it's just not going to give up nothing for contracts. I thought maybe he was going to get stuck right there. I do think before I replant this, I am going to buy those other fields and prep them, and then we're going to plant this all at one time, one big giant field. So maybe what we could do while that guy is harvesting, is we can go ahead and get our plow . Whoops. I want to see if I can do something here. Push this back over that way just a little bit. That's better. All right, so we will buy this field, 307,000. And we should have this field plowed before that field is done harvesting. And then maybe we can get these other ones to also. We'll just let that guy run for now. I always think it's cool when you can look from one field over into another field and see a helper working. Now we're just going to let the plow work over there until this harvester gets done. I'll have to buy another field and restart the plow because I think it's going to have that field done before the harvester is done over here. So we'll get as much done as we can. Now that leaves me 250,000. How much is this one? 331. So I can't buy that one yet. But I'll be able to buy that one after we sleep one more time. I think I'll manage to be able to stay long enough to get this harvested. See, it's unfortunate that we've had all this time with no contracts that we could do. Well, we could have done that wheat one, but I needed to do this. I'm actually watching the helper over in the other field. I'm just looking at how much grain we've harvested so far on this field. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to get $1 million off this, the whole thing, once I have the whole thing, those other fields incorporated. I don't know if it's going to give us enough grain. We got 41,000 liters right now. If we end up with 50,000 liters, it's only going to give us about $250,000. And that's not 4 times the size, so. Now we will jump in with this guy so we can move him over to the next field because he's almost done. We might be able to go over there and do this harvesting. I don't know. We'll see how I feel when we get done harvesting that field over there. We really wouldn't mind making an extra 6,000. Well, we can do it next time, actually. Now we'll be plowing this up here in just a minute, but we're going to go get that other field first. And before we plant all this, I'm going to buy that field over there too, but I'll have to sleep one more time. Now we'll get this field plowed, and I'll get these fields connected. Well, I do believe our plow will be done before this guy's done. I thought there was a chance this guy might finish before the plow, but that's not going to happen. I need to eliminate that right there. So I need like a tree be gone, so I can get rid of that tree. Now let me look at something. How could I acquire this grassland up here? I don't guess I can I? Well, that'll let me, well, wait a minute now. That let me acquire this. Did this let me acquire that up there? It did. I can expand this. Okay. So if I want to, I can expand that field a little bit. All right, we are just about ready to start connecting these fields. I gotta catch this part that it skipped right here. That one was a little bit hard to see if I was lined up correctly or not. I think I need to push this back one more. Yes. I thought it looked a little bit off. Now I'll have to fertilize this before I can plow this, so I may go ahead and fertilize this. Well, let's go this way. So that picked up 58,000 liters. Now what we need is our fertilizer spreader. I was going to start back down there, but I decided we'll come up here. Now what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm just going to get this started and then I'm going to pause it. That way we'll start right out next time fertilizing in this field. So I'm going to get this started and then I'm going to leave it sit right here for tonight. I've been streaming just a couple minutes under 4 hours. So let's see, let's start this guy. We'll let this guy get started. And then I'm going to pause it. Well, I'll save it first and then I'll pause it. So let's save it. And then I'm going to pause it, guys, right here. Just like that, and that's where we're going to pick up next time. Right here. And we'll get this field all prepped, get it all ready to go. We're not going to plant it yet. I'm going to sleep, and then I can buy that last field and get it prepped, and then we're going to plant all of it at one time. So this is where I'm going to leave it sit for tonight, guys. I hope everybody has a great weekend. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me while I played this game. We'll do it again on Monday, everybody. Until then, God bless.